Odin became the king of the gods after he and his brothers murdered their grandfather, who had been better known in these Norse streets as the first being Ymir. From Ymir's spilled blood the oceans formed, and from Ymir's body, flesh and bones, Odin and his brothers built the 9 realms, with one of those realms being Asgard, the realm of the Aesir gods, from which Odin ruled over all other realms, known as the All-Father to most, but his wife Frigg only knew him as Daddy. If you know what I mean. Ironically, Odin had most of his children without his wife, Frigg. Him and Frigg had Baldur and Hödr, but Odin had Thor with the giantess Jörd, and Heimdall with 9 sisters that he somehow impregnated all at the same time. Outside of cheating, Odin's next best character trait was being a control freak, which is tough when you rule over 9 entire realms. So to help with that, Odin had 2 ravens that were his eyes, ears, and wings wherever Odin couldn't be. And you know what that means, right? Peep show all day, baby. But still, it wasn't enough for Odin. After all, his rise to power naturally came with enemies. There were the Vanir gods, who didn't always see eye to eye with the Aesir gods, and worse than that, there were the Jötnar, the inhabitants of Jötunheim, and direct offsprings of the giant Ymir, the great-grandfather Odin killed. The Jötnar represented the chaos to balance out Odin's order, and they were determined to destroy anything that Odin cared about. So to stay one step ahead of his distant cousins, Odin decided he needed to gain as much wisdom as he possibly could, because he knew
knowledge is power.
So Odin put on his best Gandalf the Grey cosplay and wandered through all the known realms, mixing and mingling with anyone, most of all humanity, in Midgard. And humans taught Odin about a game called Raid Shadow Legends, and Odin immediately abandoned his quest for wisdom because he wanted to play Raid for 7 days to unlock Michelangelo. Yeah. You heard me right. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have made it to Raid. Hey, here come the Ninja Turtles. Raid Shadow Legends is partnering up with Paramount to make it happen, and all you gotta do is log in for 7 days to unlock Michelangelo, and from there you can fuse Donatello, summon Leonardo, Raphael, and April, and through limited time events you can get Shredder. And once you have all 6 Turtles champions, you even get a special reward. And man, that design, bro, these turtles look epic with a capital epic, man. Raid seriously just keeps getting better and better, and it's all free. So download the game from my link below or the QR here, and you will also get a starter pack with the epic champion Tayrel, and once you reach level 15, you get another pack with epic Rector Drath. All new players can also use one of 5 promo codes within 48 hours of downloading to unlock a free legendary champion. Green Warden Ruach with code Treehugger, Alice the Wanderer with Get Alice, legendary to Hanarak with Desert Queen, legendary Tolin, Foulbeard with Demon Slayer, or my favorite Sun Wukong the Monkey King with code Monkey King. And once you got the game, join my clan so we can raid together, like Odin did once upon a time living amongst humanity, which, by the way, he and his brothers created in the first place. They carved the first man Ask and the first woman Embla out of the wood of the famous Viagra tree, which is why Ask and Embla were so horny that the two of them managed to populate the entire world with humans. And yes, that is also where the pill Viagra got its name from. And yeah, that's a load of BS. I just want to remind you to not believe anything you hear and see on the internet these days. After living with humanity for so long and further traveling throughout the cosmos, Odin had learned much, so much, that he was even more aware of all that he didn't know. So next, Odin sought out the one being that was said to be the wisest of all, Mimir. Mimir lived in the roots of Yggdrasil, the tree of life that holds all 9 realms together. So, my guy was paying a mean rent for his bachelor pad there. Mimir welcomed the All-Father to his humble abode, which greatest treasure was the Mimir's Well, a well of wisdom that contains water, granting anybody that drinks it infinite wisdom. Odin asked Mimir if he could drink from his Mimir's Well, and Mimir said, sure. Then Odin mustered up his courage, tied his long hair back, and got on his knees. And Mimir was like, what are you doing? I'm drinking from your Mimir's Well. Bro, that's the well over there. What are you? Oh, man. You really gotta change the name. Like, I call my guy Odin's Fountain, you know what I'm saying? So you were gonna, hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? With that misunderstanding out of the way, Mimir told Odin that the only sacrifice he needs to make in exchange for a drink from the magical well is to rip out his own eye. Odin had been prepared for worse, so he ripped an eye out without hesitation, gave it to Mimir, and then he could drink out of the well, which was basically a golden shot of intelligence to his brain. The well's water flooded Odin with infinite knowledge, but out of all the things he learned, one stood out. To truly become wise, he needs to read the runes inscribed on Yggdrasil, which will only reveal themselves if Odin stabs himself with a spear and then hangs himself from said tree for 9 days and 9 nights. Man, I don't know about you, but if you replace Odin's search for wisdom with any narcotic, I would say, my man, Odin was spiraling out of control. He was ready to give some brain for a fix, ready to hurt himself. That's like the plot of a Requiem for a Dream. So addict Odin stabbed himself in the shoulder with a spear and then hung himself from Yggdrasil for 9 nights and 9 days. And after that, the magical runes truly did reveal themselves. Odin was high on all the wisdom in the world and went back to Asgard to rest, satisfied, until he woke up from a vision. Odin saw that the world will end in an event that will become known to all as Ragnarok, caused by 3 monsters, a giant wolf, a giant snake, and a woman that is half beautiful and half zombie. After seeing this vision, Odin immediately knew that the only person that could be responsible for something so chaotic can only be his blood brother, Loki. But Loki will get there in the next episode of Keeping Up with the Norse Gods. In the meantime, don't forget to download Raid to get Tayrel and use any of these codes for a legendary champion.